Which wig is the best? So the first wig we're starting with is Simmer, Regular Simmer, the wefted version by Raquel Welch in the color Shaded Biscuit. And we're going to be comparing her to Stella by Ellen Wille in the color Bernstein Multi Shaded. This wig is kind of an OG. Like, I have had her for years. This is the oldest wig that I currently own, oldest synthetic wig that I currently own. And I have loved her, loved her, loved her, loved her. She is my go-to business wig. If you guys don't know, I'm also a realtor. My husband and I were both realtors. And this has always been my wig that I wear to all of my functions, all of my events that I hold, that I'm invited to. Most of my Instagram posts that I post on my personal channel up until recently has been this wig. This wig I have worn literally for years. So I'm going to try not to take that into account when comparing both of these side by side, back to back. So let's start with this color. This color is the Shaded Biscuit. We have light ash blonde, evenly blended with cool platinum blonde with dark roots. This color is absolutely fantastic, bright and buttery. If you like blondes, this color is bound to be perfection on you. This color is one that when I wear it outside, wear it to the mall, wear it to the gym, wear it to an event. Anytime I wear this wig color, guys, with this wig style, I kid you not, I get so many compliments. I just feel like such a... So if you can just grab that emotion that I'm trying to portray to you about how awesome this color is, then you'll get it. This color is freaking amazing. You literally stand out in a room from afar. Like, it is so hard for the average person to get their hair this creamy and buttery and look this good at all times. Frankly, it's impossible. I used to try to get my own hair to be this exact color, and if I got it this color, which I never really got it exact this color, but I got it close. And when I did, one, it wasn't as multi-toned or multi-dimensional. It kind of sort of washed me out because it wasn't dimensional. Didn't really get compliments that much. And if I did and somebody liked my hair, it would be like that one time right after I came out of the hair salon. But then your hair on your own natural hair will slowly fade, whereas this never fades. So this color, if nothing else, is the bomb. I have been obsessed with this color for years. This is also a heat-friendly wig. Now, this is my own wave at this point that I've created. Because I've had her for so many years, guys, I've had to refresh her numerous times again and again. I've straightened her thousands of times. I've curled her thousands of times. And now I'm kind of like in this deconstructive wave. So this is not the exact wave that Simmer comes in when you buy her. This is a wave that I've had to create because I've changed her so many times. So this is the best I could do to get her looking like the original version. This is the way that I know how to do it. I have a video coming on how I do this, but I absolutely love that this wig is heat friendly. So major bonus points for that reason. Now the density, I would say online they say it's light to medium. I would definitely not call it light. I would call it medium. It's not super thick to the point where it looks unnatural, but it's definitely not thin. Now each fiber alone is thick. And so if I pull both of these to the sides, I think it's a reasonable amount of hair. It's not too much, it's not too little. Frankly, in my mind, I think it's perfect. It's the perfect amount of hair to get volume and to just make it look like you have really natural, healthy hair. Maybe you're wearing a few extra extensions, but nobody will see them, obviously, because they're not extensions, and nobody will know for sure. And that's the whole point and the beauty of wigs, is you can have fantastic hair without people knowing a single thing. This wig is not layered. Like, it is pretty much all one length, or at least it looks like it when you move about and you flip your hair around. That is honestly what it looks like. Now, I really like this vibe of the style of wig too, the way it comes. It does look like you styled your hair, but it doesn't look like you did too much to it. Now, that's the style. This color definitely makes it look like you've stepped out of a salon and you have money in your pockets, because the only way to afford this color in the real world and to do the upkeep on it and keep this beautiful color bright and buttery and blonde and beautiful, you're going to be spending a pretty penny. So this wig honestly and truly makes you look like you got a deep wallet. And here is Stella. Absolutely stunning wig. Now, this is a newer wig for me, so she's not as flattened down as this one because Simmer I have had for years. So please keep that in mind. Stella really does look amazing because of all her volume. Now on Stella, you do get the permatease. You have the permatease at the side, a little bit at the back from what I can tell. And let's see, do we have it at the top? Yes, we also have it at the top. Now on Simmer, we also had permatease. In fact, permatease were all over the wig. But with time, what I found with Simmer is that the permatease, one, you can't really see them anymore because I've had her for so long that they, at this point, just honestly lie really flat now. And so for that reason, you can't really see the permatease and you can't really feel them either because it's an older wig and it's lying flat. But when I first got her, I would say the feeling of permatease was pretty identical to this one. They were about the same, in my opinion. Both of them have permatease. This is going to give both wigs good volume. So if you get your hands in there and you go like this and move it around, that wakes up the permatease and you're able to get lots of volume. That's one thing that I have absolutely loved about both of these wigs, guys, is that if and when you want volume, you've got volume. So Stella is in the color Bernstein Multi Shaded, and I'll let you see it up close here. Lightest brown and light golden blonde blend with dark strawberry blonde highlights and shaded roots. So the color compared to the Shaded Biscuit, I would say that they're pretty equal in terms of how beautiful and dynamic they are. Obviously, they're different colors. One's a blonde and one is a warm brown with highlights. So, you know, they're very different. You can't really compare apples to oranges. All I can do is compare the quality and the color placement of both and decide, hey, is this color for what it is being brown and this color for what it is being blonde equally as beautiful in their own shades? I would say they absolutely are. Stella is also a heat-friendly wig. This means you can curl her, you can straighten her, you can do all sorts of things to her. Now, this is a newer wig that I own, so no, I have not gone and changed her at all. This is literally the way she comes right out of the box, and I think it's really beautiful. I don't think I'm going to have a problem at all creating a wave or creating a straight style when it comes to the point that I need to refresh her or I just, want to change the style. I don't think I'm going to get any issues. This fiber feels really soft, just like the Simmer did when I first bought her. And this is a major plus for Ellen Wille wigs because typically Ellen Wille wigs, from my experience of her heat-friendly fiber, is that her heat-friendly fiber is typically on the drier side compared to Raquel Welch. But this wig, guys, is not dry feeling at all. It feels very luxurious and it feels pretty much the same as Raquel Welch's Simmer. So for that, I'd say they tie as well. The quality of the fiber, I'd say they're the same. Now, because I have not styled this one yet, I cannot speak to how easy it would be to straighten or curl or whatever, but I've owned so many wigs at this point, guys. I've tried so many wigs. I've done so many things to so many wigs, synthetic wigs from these exact brands, Raquel Welch and Ellen Wille. And at this point, I can say that both are very comparable in terms of being able to style the wig. So if that's a concern of yours, don't be concerned at all. It's really easy to style synthetic heat-friendly wigs. Ellen Wille cap construction is typically a little smaller and tighter than Raquel Welch cap construction. This Simmer is an average head circumference. That's what it would be best for. And Stella is a petite average. So Stella on my head does feel tighter than Simmer does, but I can still wear Simmer with a wig grip underneath and she's not going to fall off. Now Stella, I am also wearing a wig grip underneath and that's just for extra security. This is more just if you have a petite head circumference and you would like the feel of a tighter wig, Stella might be the way to go. But with that being said, there is a Simmer Elite. So this is regular Simmer, the wefted version. And wefts give you a little bit more stretch than a hand-tied cap does. Mind you, they're cheaper. But let's say regular Simmer is going to be too big for you. Maybe you have a really small head and Simmer, regular Simmer, is an average. So if you want that tighter feel, then you could get Simmer Elite. It's called Elite because the cap construction is a little more upgraded because it's hand tied. So you will pay a little bit more, but you're not going to get as much stretch and the cap will be tighter. I also own Simmer Elite. This is how I know that it is tighter. So my head circumference is a petite size and Simmer Elite fits me better, fits me more secure without a wig grip than regular Simmer does. But like I said, you can still get away with wearing Simmer if you wear a wig grip or take extra precaution underneath to make sure it's not going to slip off. Stella, just right out of the box, even without a wig grip, still fits me better than regular Simmer. I hope that makes sense. There's a difference in cap size, but in comparison, there's no fault on either side. So I can't fault either wig for being a different sized cap. The front on this wig, Stella, is 8 inches. The crown is 10. The sides are 7. So let me show you both sides. And the nape of the neck is 4. This is almost like a red carpet wig. Like you're wearing a pretty dress, you're going out for dinner, you want to look really professional in the business world. This wig is perfect for that. If you need something a little more calmer, something that I don't know how to say, like it's not as done up, I think is a good way of putting it. That would be Simmer. Density on Stella, guess what guys, is light. And on the website, it does say light, and I would agree with that. This wig is really light on my head. It weighs only 3.3 ounces, whereas the Simmer wig weighs 4.5 ounces. So there's a bit of difference in weight there, but does that mean that Simmer feels heavier on my head? It does a little bit, but it doesn't, I wouldn't say it feels heavy, but it feels heavier. Does that make sense? So this wig is heavier. You can feel that when it's on your head. And Stella, you can't feel anything on your head. Simmer has a full monofilament top. So what that means is that you're able to part the hair literally in any direction. So you could go down the middle, to the right, or to the left. You have a lot of room to part on this monofilament top. Now, Stella, she's just got the monofilament part. And that's just on the one side. That's on this side. So what that means is that you can part her only where the part is. Now, I am not somebody who always follows the rules. So on Stella, I have moved the part over to this wefted side just a little bit and nobody notices. And it doesn't irritate me. Rules are meant to be broken sometimes. You don't have to only wear your wig in the part. Although this one will look like scalp in this whole mono top area, whereas this one will only look like scalp in the part. Does that make sense? So there's a bit of a difference in cap. Now the lace front, the lace on this, it also has a strip of silicone going across. It's small. Do I think it makes a big difference? Not really, not for me anyways. It might for some people, maybe somebody who doesn't have hair on their head. But honestly, like the silicone is just so small that I don't really think that it would make too much of a difference, but hey, it's there. The lace front on this Raquel Welch wig is outstanding. Outstanding in my books. No one, I kid you not, no one will ever know that you're wearing a wig by this hairline because she's brought all the lighter pieces up to the front of the hairline so you don't get any dark knots. You literally see nothing. I'll put it back on and get close to the camera, but you literally see nothing, guys. You cannot tell this wig has fibers that aren't real, that are not growing out of your head. It looks like it's growing out of your head. Literally looks like it's growing out of my head. Because she brought the lighter highlights up to the front. Okay, so phenomenal lace front. Now let's look at the other one. By the way, not everybody likes all the highlights up at the front. So as long as you do like it, then you'll like that. Let's have a look at this lace front. There are some dark knots. Not a ton, but there are definitely some. So for that reason, the lace front, in my books, wins on Simmer because lace front to me is really, really important. But guys, I own both wigs. That doesn't mean I'm not going to wear Stella because she has dark knots. When it comes to the lace front, Raquel Welch wins. She just does. But I do want to mention that on the Stella wig, she has still brought highlights up to the front. It's just not for every hair, okay? So that's why you get some dark knots on the Stella and why you don't get any knots in the Shaded Biscuit color. Shaded Biscuit has all the highlights up at the front, almost a stark line of highlights. And Stella in the Bernstein does not have a stark line of highlights up at the front, but it does make dark knots for that reason. It depends what you like. The wefts are really comparable to one another. Same with the ear tabs, the felt ear tabs. They both have stays in them. They both stay really well on the head. They're both glueless wigs, so it's really easy to put on. The other difference that I know you guys could tell, but I still should mention it in the video, is that the Stella wig is shorter in length than the Simmer wig. Okay, now we have to look at price. On the website currently right now, what are they going for? Let's start with the original prices because it seems as though both of these wigs are on sale. Simmer originally sells for $469 US. Stella originally also sells for $469.58 US. Simmer is currently on sale for $398 and Stella is currently on sale for $399. Well, that doesn't help. That's pretty much the same price anyways. So for this battle of the wigs, it's really close. Like, it's so close, guys. Okay. If I had to only wear one and choose one, this is where my bias comes in, and it has to. Because there is a reason why I like Simmer a little bit more. The color with the undetectable lace front. That would be the two reasons why I would choose Simmer, but it's not enough for me to not get Stella. Does that make sense? Like, it's so, sometimes with my battle of the wigs are so different in quality that it's like a no-brainer. At the end of the video, I can be like, this is the winner, but guys, with this one, they are so similar. They're both great quality of wigs. I'm having a really hard time saying one is better than the other. I just think for myself, if I had to pick one and you want my opinion, it would be Simmer on me. So there you have it, guys. Simmer is the winner for this battle of the wigs. Thank you so much for tuning in. Details to where I purchased both of these wigs will be down in the description. I will see you on the next one.